You must picture Mr. Thomas Marvel as a person of copious, flexible visage, a nose of cylindrical protrusion.
Hello.
licorice,
You can
ample,
hear me now,
fluctuating
right?
mouth, and a
Sorry.
beard of bristling eccentricity. His figure inclined to embonpoint, his short limbs
Okay, so everything I've said so far without you being able to hear me was editing the thumbnails because I hadn't considered that I would be combining some chapters because, like chapter 8, look at that, is just over a minute long. Okay, so you can't put that out by itself, can you? We combined it with chapter 9, and that makes it a decent 12 minutes, right? So I had to remake the thumbnails for advertising purposes. There we go. Even though here we will be... where the hell are we? Gosh, idiot. Here we will be using different thumbnails for each part of the chapter. There we go. You get out of here. And quite apart from that, this is probably going to be a very simplistic edit because not a lot physically happens.
Chapter 9. Mr. as fast as he could go. Chapter 9. Mr. Thomas Marvel.
Let's instead of that, let's break that up just a little bit. Just a little bit, doesn't have to be much. Then we're going to fade 8 out nice and slow.
Towards the village, as fast as he could go. Chapter 9.
I don't think that break has to be as long as it is, though. We can cut that down a bit. Whoop. There we go. And just a standard fade in for you. Let's check that.
The hill towards the village, as fast as he could go. Chapter 9. Mr. Thomas Marvel. You must picture Mr. Thomas Marvel.
Right, we're going to break that up because we want like tweeting birds or something like that. A sound that you can easily, understand and comprehend. To say, this is a new scene, these things are happening.
Up hastily and hurried down the steepness of the hill towards the village, as fast as he could go. Chapter 9. Mr. Thomas Marvel. You must picture Mr. Thomas Marvel as a person of copious, flexible visage, a nose of cylindrical protrusion, a licorice, ample, fluctuating mouth, and a beard of bristling eccentricity. His figure inclined to embonpoint. His short limbs accented this inclination. He wore a furry silk hat, and the frequent substitution of twine and shoelaces for buttons, apparent at critical points of his costume, marked a man essentially bachelor. Mr. Thomas Marvel was sitting with his feet in a ditch by the roadside over the down towards Adadine, about 1.5 miles out of Epping. His feet, save for socks of irregular open work, were bare. His big toes were broad and pricked like the ears of a watchful dog. In a leisurely manner, he did everything in a leisurely manner, he was contemplating trying on a pair of boots. They were the soundest boots he had come across for a long time, but too large for him, whereas the ones he had were, in dry weather, a very comfortable fit, but far too thin-soled for damp. Mr. Thomas Marvel hated roomy shoes, but then he hated damp. He had never properly thought out which he hated most, and it was a pleasant day, and there was nothing better to do, so he put the 4 shoes in a graceful group on the turf and looked at them. And seeing them there among the grass and springing agrimony, it suddenly occurred to him that both pairs were exceedingly ugly to see. He was not at all startled by a voice behind him. "Well, they're boots, anyhow," said the voice.
"They are charity boots,"
said Mr. Thomas Marvel, with his head on one side, regarding them distastefully.
"Which is the ugliest pair in the whole blessed universe, I'm darned if I know."
said the voice.
I've worn worse. In fact, I've worn none. But none so audaciously ugly, if you'll allow the expression. I've been cadging boots, in particular, for days, because I was sick of them. They're sound enough, of course, but a gentleman on tramp sees such a thundering lot of his boots. And if you'll believe me, I've raised nothing in the whole blessed country, try as I would, but them. Look at 'em. And a good country for boots, too, in a general way, but it's just my promiscuous luck. I've got my boots in this country 10 years or more, and then they treat you like this. Ooh.
It's a beast of a country, said the voice. And pigs for people.
Ain't it?
Said Mr. Thomas Marvel.
Lord, but them boots, it beats it.
He turned his head over his shoulder to the right and looked at the boots of his interlocutor with a view to comparisons. And lo, where the boots of his interlocutor should have been, there were neither legs nor boots. He was irradiated by the dawn of a great amazement.
Where are you?
Said Mr. Thomas Marvel over his shoulder and coming on all fours. He saw a stretch of empty down.
A little bit of rustle in the grass, maybe? Only if we can find something good for that sound. We might have to download something. Let's have a look. We'll see if there's something in our favorite website, freesound.org. We'll be lucky here. Very short. I mean, it's right, but what the? A bit too much wind on the mic there. No. Okay, so I like these three, but they're so short. So we're going to do something funky. We're going to throw up a marker. We're going to save that. Oop. Ah, fool. I've just messed up my base file. Anyway, doesn't matter. Chapter 8-9. There we go. I can fix the base file later. It's okay. Then we'll kill that. And we'll open up a new one. Because Premiere is very annoying. If you just switch from project to project, it will screw you over and not remember things properly. Yeah, skip all of that. Now, yeah, 5 star, it's very good. 5 star, very good. 5 star, very good. I do like them all. They're all very good. And then we go and we grab them all and we put them in here. Now is the clever bit. Right. Actually, that does sound sort of okay. But we're going to make a few different versions. We're going to swap these around. Them there. And then we're going to swap them again. Oh, where are we? Okay, so we'll grab you and we'll put you there. We'll grab you and we'll put you there. Grab you and put you here. How about that, huh? Yeah. Getting wacky up on this piece. Okay, so that short one is very aggressive. In fact, the whole thing is pretty aggressive. The sounds all have a very strong start and end. So we're going to have to do some blending. Now, this is how you can end up spending an hour on some sound effect that no one gives a flying hoot about. No one will care or even notice, except me. See, no, that still sounds awful. Alright, so instead, we're going to do this. Okay, then we are going to do that, but we're going to swap the sounds around. Okay, I know this looks like what I just did, right? But it's not, trust me, because we're going to alter that so they play at a slightly different speed, and then we're going to fade in on the beginnings of all these files so they're not as aggressive. We're going to see how that sounds. That's okay, I think. I mean, it's only 3 seconds still. But I mean, what I like to do, right? My goal when I'm making things like this is to have a nice long sound effect that I can use in the future. Whenever I want grass rustling, I can come to this sound effect and blah blah blah. Sometimes that's just not possible. Sometimes what you've got is just a short effect, and that's what you have to live with. You're not going to be able to use it for 10 minutes at a time. Yeah, right. Okay, or at best what you're going to get is you know, something that you can cut bits out of. Okay. Rustling grass, honestly I'm not even sure where I'm going to put that. When it comes time to organize the sound effect that I just made, I don't know where it's going to go. Rustling grass, where does that go? Things, and then just in there, right? Not a lot I can do about that. Just in things. And that's what things is for. It's just, we put them there until we can work out where to put them later.
His interlocutor should have been, there were neither legs.
Ain't it?
Said Mr. Thomas Marvel.
Lord, but them boots, it beats it.
He turned his head over his shoulder to the right and looked at the boots of his interlocutor with a view to comparisons. And lo, where the boots of his interlocutor should have been, there were neither legs nor boots. He was irradiated by the dawn of a great amazement.
Where are you?
Said Mr. Thomas Marvel over his shoulder and coming on all fours. He saw a stretch of
Could be so quiet that no one hears it.
Where are you?
Said Mr. Thomas Marvel over his shoulder and coming on all fours. He saw a stretch of empty downs with the wind swaying the over his shoulder and coming on all fours. He saw a stretch of empty downs with the wind swaying the remote green-pointed furze bushes.
Am I drunk?
Said Mr. Marvel.
Have I had visions? Was I talking to myself? What the?
Don't be alarmed, said a voice.
None of your
See, all that effort for a sound effect that you can barely hear in the background. That's this is the balance game that I have to play with myself all the time. How much time, how much effort I'm going to put into some sound effect that really doesn't have a massive effect.
ventriloquizing me,
said Mr. Thomas Marvel, rising sharply to his feet.
Where? expecting me, said Mr. Thomas Marvel.
Right. Now, we use a different bit, of course. Nice and loud.
Rising sharply to his feet. Where are you? Alarmed.
Nice and
indeed.
loud still has 0 effect. You can still barely hear it. That's okay.
Said Mr. Thomas Marvel, rising sharply to his feet. Where are you?
There we go.
Alarmed
See?
indeed. Don't
Effective.
be alarmed, repeated the voice. You'll be alarmed in a minute, you silly fool, said Mr. Thomas Marvel. Where are you? Let me get my mark on you. Are you buried? Said Mr. Thomas Marvel after an interval. There was no answer. Mr. Thomas Marvel stood bootless and amazed, his jacket nearly thrown off. Pee-wit, said a peewit, very remote. Peewit indeed, said Mr. Thomas Marvel. This ain't no time for foolery. The down was desolate, east and west, north and south. The road with its shallow ditches and white bordering stakes ran smooth and empty north and south, and, save for that peewit, the blue sky was empty too. So help me, said Mr. Thomas Marvel, shuffling his coat onto his shoulders again. It's the drink, I might have known. It's not the drink, said the voice. You keep your nerves steady. Ow, said Mr. Marvel, as his face grew white amidst its patches. It's the drink, his lips repeated noiselessly. He remained staring about him, rotating slowly backwards. I could have swore I heard a voice, he whispered. Of course you did. It's there again, said Mr. Marvel, closing his eyes and clasping his hand over his brow with a tragic gesture. He was suddenly taken by the collar and shaken violently and left more dazed than ever. Don't be a fool, said the voice. I'm off my bloomin' chump, said Mr. Marvel. It's no good. It's fretting about them blasted boots. I'm off my blessed bloomin' chump, or it's the spirits. Neither one nor the other, said the voice. Listen. Jump, said Mr. Marvel. 1 minute, said the voice, penetratingly, tremulous with self-control. Well, said Mr. Thomas Marvel, with a strange feeling of having been dug in the chest by a finger. You think I'm just imagination? Just imagination? What else can you be? Said Mr. Thomas Marvel, rubbing the back of his neck. Very well, said the voice in a tone of relief. Then I'm going to throw flints at you till you think differently. But where are you? The voice made no answer. Whiz came a flint, apparently out of the air, and missed Mr. Marvel's shoulder by a hair's breadth.
Right, wait. I have... Is it in Strange? No, Space Battle, maybe. Something... No, it's not there. Okay. Oh, I have something somewhere. It's an object passing. No, that's not it. Washing space object flyby. That's obscenely loud. And slow. Oh, can you hear that one? Get your stereo ready. Yeah. I was very proud, very happy day when I made that one, but it took an awful lot of effort, so I decided not to play with stereo anymore. Speed is far too slow.
The air and missed Mr. Marvel's shoulder by a hair's.
Still too slow.
Apparently out of the air and missed Mr. Marvel's shoulder by a hair's breadth.
No. Way faster.
And missed Mr. Marvel's shoulder by a hair's breadth. Mr. Marvel. Whiz came a flint, apparently out of the air, and missed Mr. Marvel's shoulder by a hair's breadth. Mr. Marvel, turning, saw
It's a bit too dramatic a sound, isn't it, really?
and missed Mr. Marvel's shoulder by a hair's breadth.
For a little flint?
Mr.
Alright,
Marvel,
yep,
turning,
we're going to
saw
skip
a
that.
flint jerk up into the air, trace a complicated path, hang for a moment, and then fling at his feet with almost invisible rapidity.
Right, now that, however... Oh, this is going to be tricky. Because it's just got to be small stones clicking on each other. Oh, we can almost pull one out of there. So that's possible. No. Now you can probably hear it, but in general, footstep sound effects are not footsteps, because it's actually really hard to, record someone's footsteps well. It's generally someone just, making a footstep sound. Right, that's clearly someone plunging their hands into a bucket full of little rocks, right? Ooh. Yes, I like that one. I like that one. I mean, it's ridiculous that I'm even hunting down, sound effects this small. They're almost completely pointless. But they're good to have. Stones, right? That's in things. Stones. Not sure about the hail. That might also go into weather. But for the moment, just use that one. Ah, dang it. Oh, will they not finish the download? Ah, idiot. Okay. Oops. Ah, what a fool. What a fool. What? Why are they so... These aren't massive files, are they? I'll tell you, my internet's being very weird today. I apologize if this stream is lagging out or anything like that. It's being very odd. I have to say, moving from Japan to New Zealand, I'm absolutely appalled at the state of the internet here. It's not great. It's not great. And the Japanese internet is flawless. It is so fast, and so just perfect. It's really, really good. I don't think I ever had a problem in the 2 years that I lived there. But my wife Alice is currently working at a place that works with electrical workers, sort of, but for the government, right? So they handle, not just electrical, big, like, water pipes break down or power cables break down or anything like that. And she comes home with stories of just how decrepit the infrastructure is here, and it's absolutely shocking. There's like 2 big power cables that serve this whole city, and they are so old that only one of them is working at any one time. And the other one's just completely broken down. And the internet, I can't imagine, is a lot better than that. I know when we first moved here, and for 6 weeks, we lived sort of on the other side of the city, around a bay, in a lovely little spot. But the owners of that house were complaining that the the broadband internet service that was installed in Dunedin only a few years ago didn't get out that far, and that's like 20 minutes from the center of the city. So yeah, infrastructure in this area of the world, not great. We're still waiting to download a 2.5 meg file. Far out. Far out. And it's the same file twice. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's great. Oh my god. Come on now. This is ridiculous. Isn't it? This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. Alright, let's put a marker and come back to it. I'm not going to wait for this.
He was too amazed to dodge. Whiz it came and ricocheted from a bare toe into the ditch. Mr. Thomas Marvel jumped a foot.
There you go,
and
did it
howled
myself on the
aloud.
mic.
Then he started to run, tripped over an unseen obstacle, and came head over heels into a sitting position.
Alright, so one of the few bits of action in this whole chapter.
Shade from a bare toe into the ditch. Mr. Thomas Marvel jumped a foot and howled aloud. Then he started to run.
Okay, running in the grass. Running footsteps, running in the grass. Grass. I have to go through and reorganize these, obviously. Okay, there we go.
Tripped over an unseen obstacle and came head over heels. Howled aloud. Then he started to run, tripped over an unseen obstacle.
Tripped over an unseen obstacle. How do you go that? It's like kicking a lump or something, right? I'm assuming a root or a stump or something like that. Oh my god, what do I have like that? What do I have that can do that? Maybe in combat? I don't really know. Where did I put that? Weapons. No, that's... Eagles things technology strange. I have no idea. What have I got? What have I got? Not vehicles, definitely not vehicles. Maybe things? Maybe a wood clip, clunky wood put. How about that? No. That's clearly a drawer or something. Chopping? No. There we are. No. That's still a hatchet. What do you mean heavier? We need a proper axe for that anyway. Creaking, no. Drawer, no. Saw, no. Sticks, no. Table, no. Wooden bang? No, that was me hitting a desk. Bridge collapse, which happens later on and around the world in 80 days. Sound bell. Books, bottles, no. No. Click, no, that's a switch. Cork pop, I don't think so. Place book, maybe? Maybe. Maybe that one. We can always slow it down to make it more thumpy.
Ricocheted from a bare toe into the ditch. A toe into the ditch. Mr. Thomas Marvel jumped a foot and howled aloud. Then he started to run, tripped.
Where's the running sound effect? Do we delete that or something? What? I'll have to go back and see what the hell I did at another time, because I don't know. But I'll tell you, there have been times, most definitely, when I've gotten to the end of a chapter that I've been editing, and I have definitely found, oh, there's a sound effect that I was working with an hour ago that's suddenly sitting, out here 30 minutes past the end of the file for some weird reason. That has happened before, for sure, for sure.
Whiz it came and ricocheted from a bare toe into the ditch. Mr. Thomas Marvel jumped a foot and howled aloud. Then he started to run, tripped
Not that loud.
over an unseen obstacle. Then he started to run, tripped over an unseen obstacle, and came head over heels into a sitting. Then he started to run, tripped over an unseen obstacle, and came head over heels into a sitting position. Now, said the voice. Then he started to run, tripped over an unseen obstacle, and came head over heels into a sitting position. Now. An obstacle and came head over heels into a sitting position. Now, said the voice as a third stone curved upward and hung in the air above the tramp.
Right, how's those stupid downloads going? Good Lord. I mean. Ridiculous. How long did that take? Jiminy Cricket. Now where was that? Back here?
He was too amazed to dodge. Whiz it came and ricocheted from a bare toe into the ditch. Shade from a bare toe into the ditch. Mr. Thomas Marvel jumped a foot and howled aloud. Then he started to run, tripped over an
Just remembered, hold on. I have to jump over to my laptop for a second. Because I just remember... come on. Wakey, wakey. Technology, eh? Fails all the time. Particularly when you need it to do something now. Don't rush your tech, that's my advice. Booting up now? Yes, have to wait for my laptop to boot up. But I just remembered that I made a bunch of Mr. Marvel reacting to things sounds, which is probably going to take 2 or 3 hours to upload and then download. Gosh darn it. There we go, Marvel reactions. Wait, I have a USB drive just up here. There we go, that'll do it faster. That'll do it much faster. Oh no, it's already gone somehow. How quickly will it download here, though? Very quickly. Must have just been something wrong with that website then. Okay, good, good, good. I mean, it was ridiculously slow, wasn't it? Okay. Now, it's only a couple. I'm trying to remember what they were for. because they're pretty extensive, I think. Mute these for a second while we play this. Yeah, I think they're for specific things a bit later, not just for this. That's fine. That's fine. Alright.
Then he started to run, tripped over an unseen obstacle, and came head over heels into a sitting position. "Now," said the voice, as a third stone curved upward and hung in the air above the tramp. "Am I imagination?" Mr. Marvel, by way of reply, struggled to his feet, and was immediately rolled over again. He lay quiet for a moment. "If you struggle any more," said the voice, "I shall through the—" I struggled to his feet, and was immediately rolled over again. He lay...
Well, we're getting a lot of mileage out of this grass rustling sound, aren't we?
He rolled over again. He lay quiet for a moment.
So that's good.
"If you struggle any more," said the voice, "I shall throw the flint at your head." "It's a fair do," said Mr. Thomas Marvel, sitting up, taking his wounded toe in hand and fixing his eye on the third missile. "Oh, I don't understand it. Stones flinging themselves, stones talking. Put yourself down. Rot away. I'm done." The third flint fell. It's very... Rot away. I'm done. The third flint fell. "It's very simple," said the voice. "I'm an invisible man." "Tell us something I don't know," said Mr. Marvel, gasping with pain. "Where have you hid? How'd you do it?" "I don't know. I'm beat." "That's all," said the voice. "I'm invisible. That's what I want you to understand." "Well, anyone could see that. There's no need for you to be so confounded impatient, mister. Now then, give us a notion. How are you hid?" "I'm invisible. That's the great point. And what I want you to understand is this." "But whereabouts?" interrupted Mr. Marvel. "Here, 6 yards in front of you." "Oh, come, I ain't blind. You'll be telling me next you're just thin air. I'm not one of your ignorant tramps." "Yes, I am thin air. You're looking through me." "What? Ain't there any stuff to you? Vox et... what is it? Jabber. Is it that?" "I am just a human being, solid, needing food and drink, needed covering too, but I'm invisible, you see? Invisible. Simple idea, invisible." "What, real like?" "Yes, real." "Well, let's have a hand of you," said Marvel. "If you are real, it won't be so darned out of the way like that." "Lord," he said, "how you made me jump, gripping me like that." He felt the hand that had closed round his wrist with his disengaged fingers, and his fingers went timorously up the arm, patted a muscular chest, and explored a bearded face. Marvel's face was astonishment. "I'm dashed," he said. "If this don't beat cockfighting, most remarkable. And there I can see a rabbit clean through you half a mile away. Not a bit of you visible. Except..." He scrutinized the apparently empty space keenly. "You haven't been eating bread and cheese?" he asked, holding the invisible arm. "You're quite right. It's not quite assimilated into the system." "Ah," said Mr. Marvel. "Sort of ghostly, though." "Of course, all this isn't half so wonderful as you think." "It's quite wonderful enough for my modest wants," said Mr. Thomas Marvel. "How'd you manage it? How the deuce is it done?" "It's a long story. And besides..." "I tell you, the whole business fairly beats me," said Mr. Marvel. "What I want to say at present is this. I need help. I have come to that. I came upon you suddenly. I was wandering, mad with rage, naked, impotent. I could have murdered, and I saw you." "Lord," said Mr. Marvel. "I came up behind you, hesitated, went on." Mr. Marvel's expression was eloquent. Then stopped. "Here," I said, "is an outcast like myself. This is the man for me." So I turned back and came to you, and... "Lord," said Mr. Marvel. "But I'm all in a tizzy. May I ask, how is it? And what you may be required in the way of help?"
Invisible.
I want you to help me get clothes and shelter and then with other things. I've left them long enough. If you won't, oh, well, but you will. Must.
Oh, look here,
said Mr. Marvel.
I'm too flabbergasted. Don't knock me about anymore. Leave me go. I must get steady a bit, and you've pretty near broken my toe. Oh, it's all so unreasonable. Empty downs, empty skies, nothing visible for miles except the bosom of nature, and then comes a voice out of heaven, and stones and a fist. Lord!
Pull yourself together, said the voice, for you have to do the job I've chosen for you. Mr. Marvel blew out his cheeks, and
was that part of the BDB?
his eyes were round. I've chosen you, said the voice.
I can't remember where those reactions were supposed to be now.
You are the only man, except some of those fools down there, who knows there is such a thing as an invisible man. You have to be my helper. Help me, and I will do great things for you. An invisible man is a man of power. He stopped for a moment to sneeze violently. But...
right. I think that's in people. That's that one kid. I think that's who we used, though. Yeah. Right, okay. So we'll grab one from this kid, one that looks pretty violent.
For a moment to sneeze violently.
I think that one there looks pretty significant.
To sneeze violently. But, he said.
Good.
For a moment to sneeze violently. But, he...
maybe... slow it down a little bit.
For a moment to sneeze violently. But...
There we go, that's
said,
better.
If you fail to do as I direct you... He paused and tapped Mr. Marvel's shoulder smartly. Mr. Marvel gave a yelp of terror at the touch.
Oh, I don't want to betray you,
said Mr. Marvel, edging away from the direction of the fingers.
Don't you go a thinking that, whatever you do. All I want to do is help you. Hey, you just tell me what I've got to do. Lord, whatever you want done, that I'm most willing to do.
Right. See, as I said, not a lot of sound effects required in that one. Had the background sounds and then a little bit of wrestling. We had to make a new grass rustling sound, so that's kind of cool. But other than that, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that's pretty much it for today. Now it's just exporting and all that sort of stuff, so nothing particularly exciting. What did I call them? There we go. Still not sure about that graphic audiobook label, but can't think of a better one. Chapter 5 and 6, okay. Exciting exporting time. Yeah, alright, so we'll leave that there, I think. Thank you very much for coming along. I hope you have enjoyed seeing this, maybe gotten something informative out of it. I don't know. This afternoon, in a few more hours, over on the Steve Stuff Gaming channel, we'll carry on with Cyberpunk. And then tomorrow, Is it tomorrow or the day after? No, I think it's the day after. We'll be playing Valheim with my lady wife, so that'll be good fun. Excellent. I hope to see you there. Regardless, have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.